The Falcons Master Plan.
Today, we're going to discuss how the Atlanta Falcons organization developed a master plan to transform into a potential NFL championship team. The issues being solved. To talk about the master plan, we have to start at the beginning. We have to talk about the previous regime and why a change was needed. As we all know, there's this stupid meme going out in social networks about the devastating 28-3 score in the first half of the 2017 NFL Super Bowl between the hated New England Patriots and the Atlanta Falcons. It was devastating, it was hurtful, but the Atlanta Falcons organization and the fans got tired of the constant chants by the rival fans and continuous struggles facing the team right after this Super Bowl loss. Arthur Blank needed to blame someone or a group of people, and there was no better ground of people to finger than the head coach, Dan Quinn, and the general manager, Thomas Dimitroff. So Mr. Blank decided to fire their asses in 2020. The fans were happy, I was happy, these firing were way overdue, especially that of Dimitroff. It was time for a transformation. It was time for a new regime to come in with a plan ready to hit the road running and to ensure that whatever happened, they would not deviate from the plan. In deciding who should be the Falcons' new GM and head coach, Mr. Blank surrounded himself with the management team to help him decide who to pick from the potential candidates. One of those by his side was the Falcons' chief CEO, Rich McKay, who had a wealth of experience with key management personnel from other teams, as well as his familiarity with known assistant coaches who could fill the needed openings. This transformation of the Atlanta Falcons organization and the beginning of their master plan began when they hired Terry Fontenot as their general manager and Arthur Smith as their head coach. So, let's break down the hirings and the key development of the master plan while exploring the key bullet points that would pave the way for the Falcons' future success. Chapter 1: Hiring a new general manager. The first crucial step in the Falcons' master plan was the hiring of a new general manager. An extensive search was made throughout the league to identify a smart, hard-working candidate who had the experience in running a team or who had worked previously under a genius general manager. This person, along with team and the new head coach, would be tasked to develop a plan that would lead the team to both improvements as well as being a constant contender in the playoffs every year. On January 19, 2021, Terry Fontenot was officially named the next Atlanta Falcons general manager. Fontenot brought a fresh perspective and a wealth of experience from his time with the New Orleans Saints. With his strong background in scouting and player evaluation, Fontenot became the co-author of this new Falcons master plan and won the driving force behind the team's strategic decisions and player acquisitions that would be needed to achieve success. Let's not get this wrong. He might not have been known to us, the average fans, but he was very well known around the league as he was poised to be the heir apparent for the general manager position in New Orleans, that is, once Mickey Loomis retired, of course. Mickey will live forever, that's probably why Terry left. Fontenot's expertise in talent evaluation and his ability to identify key contributors have been instrumental in the Falcons' turnaround. His vision for the team's future played a significant role in shaping the master plan. Chapter 2: Hiring a new head coach. The next step in creating the Falcons' master plan was to hire a new head coach that would mesh perfectly with Terry Fontenot. The Falcons appointed Arthur Smith as their new head coach. Coach Smith had great conversational skills and had a wonderful mindset for the game of football and key ways to improve the team on both sides of the ball. Smith's success as the offensive coordinator for the Tennessee Titans made him an attractive candidate for the Falcons, and truthfully for many other teams needing a head coach at the time of hiring. He is known for his innovative play calling and offensive schemes. Smith brought a new level of creativity and strategic thinking to the team. Just remember what he helped in doing with the Tennessee Titans. He helped make names out of Titan players like Derrick Henry and Ryan Tannehill. Smith's offensive prowess has brought a breath of new life into the Falcons' game plan. His ability to maximize the strengths of his players and adjust his strategies based on opponents has been key to the team's recent success on the field. This hasn't come easy, as the previous regime spent millions of dollars that left the Falcons without the ability to make great moves during the offseason. Just look at what they had to pay their former quarterback, Matt Ryan, who signed a 5-year deal worth $103,750,000. And their former wide receiver, Julio Jones, who signed a 3-year deal worth $66 million. How can a new leadership team make any moves without going over the cap and paying more money than what they have? It's hard to do, damn it. Chapter 3: Coming together to create the master plan. With their new leadership in place, the Falcons organization wasted no time in creating a comprehensive master plan. This plan aimed to rebuild the team and position themselves for success within a 2 to 3 year timeframe and continuing the process after they have gotten better. This plan involved a strategic approach to player acquisitions, salary cap management, and long-term development of the rookies they select during the NFL draft. There are 7 keys to this plan. Offload player contracts that are costing the team money. Obtain the best player possible in the draft. Don't pick for need. Make sure to continue developing the players you have. Evaluate your decisions and needs during the offseason. Obtain needed players during the offseason. Dig in fast is the key. Have fun and enjoy the game. Repeat over and over. The creation of this master plan demonstrated the organization's commitment to a sustainable and successful team. It has required a patient approach and meticulous attention to detail. This means that the Falcons front office and ownership understood that true transformation takes time and careful planning. Chapter 4: Offloading Old Player Contracts. One of the key bullet points in the Falcons' master plan was to offload old player contracts that affected their salary cap during the first 2 years of the new regime. This allowed them to free up valuable cap space and allocate resources towards rebuilding the team in the future or to play the game on a year-to-year basis. By shedding these contracts, the Falcons gained the financial flexibility needed to make strategic moves in the player market. It was a necessary step towards creating a competitive roster that could contend for championships. Chapter 5: Obtaining the best player available in the NFL Draft. Another critical aspect of the Falcons' master plan was their commitment to obtaining the best player available in the NFL Draft each year. This approach allowed them to infuse their roster with young, talented prospects who could contribute immediately or develop into key contributors down the line. Here are some examples. Tyler Allgeier, running back, was a 2022 fifth-round pick. Kyle Pitts, tight end, was a 2021 first-round pick. Drake London, wide receiver, was a 2022 first-round pick. Desmond Ridder, quarterback, was a 2022 third-round pick. Bijan Robinson, running back, is the 2023 first-round pick. Sure, we haven't seen Bijan play in a Falcons uniform yet, but we know he's going to be amazing for the team. The Falcons' dedication to drafting top-tier talent has paid off handsomely. Their ability to identify and acquire impact players through the draft has been instrumental in building a strong foundation for their team as well as making money through jersey sales. Chapter 6: Strategic Player Acquisitions. Finally, once cap space became available, Terry Fontenot and Arthur Smith wasted no time in acquiring the best players possible based on their needs on both offense and defense. We witnessed this during the 2023 NFL offseason, where the Falcons made strategic moves to strengthen their roster on both sides of the ball. Offense: Taylor Hennick, quarterback; Mac Hollins, wide receiver; Scotty Miller, wide receiver; Jonnu Smith, tight end. Defense: Bud Dupree, D. Kelly Campbell, DT; David Onyemata, DT; Eddie Goldman, DT; Caden Ellis, LB; Jeff Okudah, CB; Mike Hughes, CB; Jesse Bates, S; Trey Flowers, S. The Falcons' front office demonstrated their commitment to creating a well-rounded team by targeting players who fit their schemes and addressed their positional needs. This attention to detail in player acquisitions has elevated the Falcons' chances of becoming a championship-caliber team. Most of the moves were based on player contracts for 1 or 2 years, so as the team can assess them at the end of the contract and become able to get key players that are better in that position in a year or two. The goal for the first 2 years as of 2023 is for the Atlanta Falcons to get to the playoffs by being number 1 in the NFC South. Whether they win or not in the first round of the playoffs, it doesn't matter, as the goal is to be better than last year. In 2025, the goal is to be in the championship game and ensure repetition the following years, with the best players possible. Conclusion: The Atlanta Falcons organization developed a master plan to transform themselves into a potential championship team. The hiring of Terry Fontenot as general manager, the appointment of Arthur Smith as head coach, and the execution of various strategic bullet points laid the foundation for the Falcons' future success. By offloading old contracts, drafting the best players available, and making strategic player acquisitions, the Falcons have positioned themselves as legitimate contenders in the NFL. It's an exciting time for Falcons fans, and we can't wait to see how this master plan unfolds. Thank you for joining us today, and be sure to subscribe to our channel for more in-depth discussions about the world of football.